What up, though? It's the People Champ 1983. Back to another video. Hope everybody doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally on this day. And slept like kings and queens last night. And don't forget to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. So you will and hit the notification bell so you will miss any of my upcoming content like this. Now, first and foremost, congratulations goes out to the Knicks after 53 long years. After 53 long years, the New York Knicks has finally has won an NBA championship. History has shown that the last time the New York Knicks have won the championship was back in the 70s. And they haven't won a championship since then. Fast forward to now, 2026. They have officially ended their losing streak and now has become your new NBA champions. My hat goes out to you guys. I sat there and watched it from the beginning all the way to the end. It was a very competitive match. Back and forth, back and forth. Both teams was going back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. It came to the point where towards the end, it was tied 88-88 at the very last minute, making them your new NBA champions. So congratulations to them. But I had to break this to you, ladies and gentlemen, because it seemed like it's just like every other event. It seemed like there's always somebody there to spoil everything. Y'all remember when the Philadelphia Eagles have won the Super Bowl for the very first time? And what happened right after the EAGLES Eagles won the Super Bowl? Check it out for yourself.
When Philadelphia celebrates, fans go wild, climbing light poles and just about anything else that points straight up. It happened again last night after the Eagles' blowout win. Police did what they could to control the chaos. Remember, just 2 weeks ago, a young college student lost his life when he fell from a light pole and landed on his head. We watched the game at Philadelphia's oldest bar, McGillin's. But once the Eagles clinched the Super Bowl,
Broad Street, here we come!
Tens of thousands of Eagles fans poured onto Broad Street from bars and homes. Aerial video shows the absolute crush of humanity.
The crowds are definitely growing as we are watching them flood out into the streets. You can see it's almost gridlock of people.
Mostly, it was good-natured fun, but there were a few moments of brazen lawlessness. Vandals overtook a linen delivery truck and then set all the tablecloths and napkins on fire. These knuckleheads thought it would be a good idea to topple a light pole.
And last night, the exact same thing happened with New York after they won the NBA championship.
What you're seeing on the right-hand side of your screen is a live look over New York City. I want to pop this up in full to give you a better view, as things are looking a lot quieter now. But overnight, there were pockets of what can only be described as chaos. Take a look at this video coming in from overnight outside of Madison Square Garden, where you can see fire right there on your screen. Now, this is provided by Jarrett Robertson via Storyful, as the NYPD is telling our Fox 5 New York team that at least 63 people were arrested during that mayhem, which included at least 4 stabbings, a shooting, and 5 school buses being set on fire. Now, the NYPD said that large crowds of unruly people began forming at several different locations north of Madison Square Garden during the Knicks game. Police said the crowd stretched between 5th and 9th Avenues and eventually grew to about tens of thousands of people. As the game went on and after it ended, the NYPD said the crowds became increasingly destructive, with incidents of reckless and dangerous behavior reported across the area. Police said that 63 people were arrested overnight and into the morning in connection with the Knicks game crowds. Charges included assault on a police officer, criminal possession of a weapon, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstruction of governmental administration. That is according to police. The NYPD also said that one shooting was reported at 43rd Street and Broadway, with the victim 17 years old transported to a hospital by the NYPD because an ambulance was not able to get to that area due to the crowds and just the chaos that erupted. Police also reported 4 stabbings that took place. We know that 10 NYPD officers were hurt, including one officer who was punched in the face, another struck with a glass bottle. The NYPD also saying that 5 school buses were set on fire or destroyed with bats and by people jumping on them. And again, you could see that school bus right there in the distance as police are working to keep the crowds under control. Now, police said the buses were being used to transport people from Manhattan over to MetLife Stadium for the World Cup games at the time. Right now, I do want to let you know, of course, that several of the different celebrations that were taking place did remain peaceful. Take a listen. All right, so again, many of those celebrations remained fairly peaceful, but then you had the chaos that erupted there in Manhattan as all of this was going on in the hours after that Knicks big victory. I want to pop this up on your screen, though, once again, as Fox 5 New York says that more than 60 people were arrested after the large crowds formed near Madison Square Garden following the Knicks game, with the NYPD reporting a shooting, slashings, burned buses, damaged police vehicles, and injured officers. Now, as far as the win itself, we know that Mayor Zoran Mamdani and the Governor Kathy Hochul were both there. They were actually at a World Cup match at the time, but they posted some information on social media celebrating the big win. Now, I want to post this right here, as it does say from Zoran Mamdani that there will be a parade that'll take place in Manhattan on Thursday. He expects to release more information later on today. And we also have this post right here from the New York Knicks. It says, for the Boroughs and Knicks fans around the world. Kathy Hochul also posting on social media a little bit later on. She says, Knicks in 5. What a team and what a season. To our world champion New York Knicks, you've made all New York.
There's some people was celebrating and trying to keep the peace and trying to act civilized, but then you get this. Check this out.
Jack. Let's go.
We cannot have anything. We cannot enjoy anything without somebody ruining it for everybody. Every time there is an event, it always starts off with a huge numbers of people showing up. Everybody having a good time, singing, dancing, drinking, doing all type of fun activities until things got out of hand. And then next thing you know, when people start to drink, they can't handle their liquor. Then next thing you know, people start to fight. And then next thing you know, shots fire. And then we got the police trying to escalate or de-escalate the situation. This is exactly why it is no longer safe to be outside. Because every time you go outside and trying to have a good time, every time you're trying to go to your favorite event and enjoy yourself and actually get your money's worth, because you paid your hard-earned money. I know there's a lot of people that pay over $25,000. $25,000 to be there. And then for that to happen, we need to do better as a society, ladies and gentlemen. This is why a lot of people are saying that we are living in the last days. It's because people nowadays act more like animals than animals themselves. Let me know when I'm telling lies. Don't worry, I'll wait. This is just crazy. We need to do better as a society. And then you want to know why you got these team takeovers happening all over the place. We see how the adults acting. You see how the adults act every time an event happens, and then you end up looking like absolute fools in front of millions and millions of people watching. Do you guys know that there were millions and millions of people was watching last night? It wasn't just Spurs fans. It wasn't just New York Knicks fans. There's people that are fans of basketball in general all over the world that watched the New York Knicks versus the Spurs last night and saw that happening. And then y'all want to know why people felt how they felt about the United States. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Down in the comment section down below. Do you condone this type of behavior, or are you pissed? Let me know down in the comment section down below. It's the People Champ 1983. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next one. Till then, I am signing out. Have a blessed day, y'all. Be safe out here. Don't say how dangerous it is out there.